Good morning, everyone. It's really good to see you guys again after 1 week. And today is May 6th. Looks like the outside is still a little raining, but anyway, the spring is coming. All our age, and I can see that they're starting working harder and harder. And in past weeks, I saw some more activity in the market. So a lot of offers for bidding. I received a phone call about half an hour ago as well. And one of the agents say he's going to present the offers tonight, that the two properties that her buyer is interested in to put offer in. So that means that the real estate market is more active now. And I wish everyone working harder. As I said in the last section, we need to work smart as well. How to work and smart? Today's section, we are going to talk about it. The reason is that's why we said that this as the section topic is how to protect your commission. A commission is a big issue. Every time, every deal, every transaction, we are facing some issues there. Right? Of course, and tomorrow will be another training at Semi. Semi will conduct the Thursday training. I think next week, 2 more sections to go. We finish this time's boot camp. We might start another boot camp later afterwards anyway. So let's start today's commission. Everybody knows, right? We are self-employed people. That means self-employed, you are working on commission. So when you are working on commission, you don't get salary. And every deal, every transaction, you need to pay attention to. So that's the reason we are here today. A lot of story, a lot of cases, but maybe later on I can share with you. Today I will share a few cases. That's how let everyone knows in such case what you can do about it. How can you protect yourself to get your commission which you deserve for, right? So in most times we say agent, the only thing is we have to follow the rules. That's why we said be ethical. Be ethical. You need to know what kind of conduct, what kind of ethical you need to follow. You have to be professional. You have to be, provide all the professional service to the client. So whatever you did, whatever you work for, so you will deserve really your commission as well. All right. The job title, as I said at the beginning already, when we are self-employed, if you work for, for your commission, you don't work on salary. So the hours you work, you deserve your commission as well. So in many cases, I remember some of our agents working for a few months, 6 months, even 1 year with client. The deal not completed. In the end, the client went out with somebody else. Then our colleagues lost, the opportunity to earn the commission, but you work for already a period of 1 year already. You can imagine how hard you're working. So that's why I said always working not only harder, but you need to work smarter. All right. As you can see, everybody when working in, not only the real time, every government, let's say we have rules regulation, we have few levels of government organization, right? The same thing like in Canada, let's say you have city, you have provincial, you have federal. So that's the same thing like our real estate association. So every organization and every trade, we can say they have their own organization. So we need to follow those kind of things. So I will not touch anything in detail as well. So I only list out what kind of organization we need to, follow in our trade. That means in our real estate fields. So then most for sure, number one is government, right? And we have follow government rules, acts, the government acts, all the rules, regulations. But in our trade, we have 3 organizations. Please remember, RICO. RICO, that means if you want to become a realtor, number one, you need to get a license. The license goes issued by RICO, right? So that's the number one we need to. Without a RICO license, you cannot do the trade. That's a major issue. So every time people want to become a realtor, that's the number one you need to do. So go to the courses as designated by RICO. Used to be RICO, they can take course, they can now in the Humber College. So that's the RICO guiding that all the realtor. So even that for real, you got the license every 2 years. Remember, every 2 years, when you renew your license, you need to still go through the education. They call it continuing education for 3 courses. So that's the license you need to keep for that. And recently, because some people say, oh, Tony, David, and so far I have some other job to do, but I don't have much time to do on the trade. What I want to keep my license. What you can do? You still need to keep your RICO license. We call the parking the license in our brokerage. So you won't be a member of Toronto Real Estate, so you have to be a licensed realtor. Number one, please remember it. All right. The second, of course, OREA, everybody, when you do offer, when you do the web form, you will see all the forms is designed and approved or whatever by OREA, right? So you may OREA form for sale, for lease, for any forms, so you'll receive for OREA. OREA, that's the association that they provide all the professional guidance in the forms, in the other rules, regulations, the clauses, the conditions, those kind of things by OREA. So please remember that. But for us as a realtor, in most cases, in every day, if you are a member of doing trade, you want to go to MOS, we need a Toronto Real Estate Board. We call it TRREB, right? That's used to be TREB. So if you're a member, you can have access to MLS. You can check all the sources, everything on chart. So that's the MLS for listing, for when you do the offer to every whatever the trade, transaction. That's the thing we need to go through the chart. So not only for MLS, that one, remember today we are talking about commission. So CHOP also dealing with all the arbitration regarding the commission issue. That means if you are sued or claimed by other agent for commission, so you have to deal with arbitration with CHOP. If you are going to claim against other realtor about your client, you also need to go through the CHOP. So only the CHOP, they will make a decision on the arbitration to what the commission for, who we deserve commission. So that's the issue we'll talk about later. I will give everyone some case after later, so we share some cases if you know how to deal with it. All right. So those 3 organizations to guide the real estate trade, please remember. Of course, besides that, we have a brokerage, right? Our Homeland Landmark brokerage, we have our own policy. Of course, our policy is under guideline of the rules regulation with RICO, OREA, CHOP as well. But every broker have their own policy specifically for some issue. So in that, when you get the drain of brokerage, I think our human resources, Anna will be give you the package, and think you already signed contract there as well. So for detail in the policy, you can go back to read it, or sometimes maybe helpful as well. All right. So those kind of things I just want to remember, let everybody know what organization we are. So here are again some other issue I will not touch about it. and then we go forward to whatever regarding to us. So people will ask from time to time, David, Tony, Sammy, I got some issue. I got a complaint from some client, from other agent, or sometimes you are going to complain against some other agent of other brokers. So what kind of claim, what kind of complaint, what I can do about it? So here I will go quickly for some the process first. Then I will share with you some cases, or I will share with you also how you can do the right thing to protect yourself. So number one, as I said this in the beginning, recall, right? Recall, that's the one of an organization that will issue the license to us. So as I mentioned already, every 2 years, you need to renew your license. If your license not valid, you cannot do the trade. Please remember. So if you do the trade without the recall license, you will be illegal. All right. So please remember. So the recall deal with mostly, as I already mentioned, the ethical, right? Ethical conduct. So in recall, this issue, if you are receiving some message or email complaint from recall. So normally the recall say, hey, David, I got the complaint against you regarding what kind of issue, and you need to respond to recall in writing. In nowadays, everything in writing, please remember. So if your case, let's say you are the respondent because you receive a complaint against you. What you can normally what do you when you read the complaint, you need to write that's your story, your version, your statement, reply to recall. Let the recall to verify, let the recall to investigate it, the case. So after the investigated, get something the result, there's many few outcome I can share with you for now first. Number one, if that case, the recall say, oh, it's not sufficient sufficient material to that prove that you are wrong, do something against the rules regulation. In some cases, maybe say recall make decision, your case will be dismissed. So they will right to make a decision right according to the case. That's the easiest one. The other case, if you got some complaint against you, if your response not correctly, or if you really did something wrong or something not intentionally, we always say not intentional to make mistake. So sometimes the recall will issue the warning to you. The warning, that means you will stay in your record. So for I think 2 or 3 years as a warning. So if it's sometime something again similar case against you, so in next one will not be the warning, with something else, a penalty, right? So that's a light what I can say is the light judgment or decision for you. The next one will be in most cases. We received a few last week, a couple of weeks ago, two, 3 agents received already that decision from recall. They say you need to take a course, continue education course. Sometimes, as I said, you did something really not wrong, but something not really what I can say follow the rules. So in that way, recall say, hey, David, really you did not do something really wrong, but there's still you some misleading or misrepresentation, some case. So they will issue you say go to take a course online. So the course will similar course, the tracer course, whatever course they will assign you the course according to the case. So that's also a light penalty, right? So after this one will be the penalty sometimes taken in two sides. One is taking course, the other with discipline you by the fine. That means a penalty. The penalty will be going from everything going to 1,000, 2,500, 5,000, up to 25,000 for the penalty. So we got some cases in not only in our brokerage. You can see to RICO website, you can see enforcement, other kind of thing. You will see a lot of cases here. So from 20,000, even 25,000, even the brokerage, one of the brokers got the penalty, I think 50,000 or 100,000 in some case, depending on the case, right? So that's the penalty. Please remember. So the fine will be highest. The next penalty will be not only the fine, taking course, not taking course anymore will be penalty for fine, or also the license suspension. License suspension, that means you could not do the trade for the period they assigned to you. Let's say 3 months, 6 months. So during suspension, you need to take it, maybe again going back to taking course, get a penalty, whatever. So that's the hardest penalty. Please, what I can say, so far we did not have anything suspended from our brokerage yet. But I saw some case in other on the website. It happened for some time. So RICO, this is regarding the license ethical issue. So in this way, if you are receiving some such complaint, before you writing back the response, please let us know. Scott, me, Sammy, Tony, we can help you when you prepare your response. Because sometimes how to write it back is something you have to be careful, right? So try to avoid some major issue to make your case from major to maybe smooth down. That's important for you for that. All right. So that's a recall. Please remember. Sometimes I can remind you one thing. Some clients I heard from our clients. Some client raised the complaint against some agent. Say, oh, because of the agent, the listing agent did not tell me for forbidding. I lost the case. My client did not get the property. So the buyer client want to sue, complain against the listing agent. So it happened from some time. So that the client means that I claim against that the agent can get back the offer the offer I lost. But please, if you are representing your client, tell your client you can file the complaint against the agent. But in that case, if you lose the offer presentation opportunity, you could not get back from there. So that's important also. And also some clients say, David, my client lost the opportunity. They lose some kind of 20,000 whatever in the transaction. Can I get back from RICO? The answer is no. RICO could not give you anything back economically to your client. It's only discipline to the agent, whoever failed to follow the rules regulation. So that's you have to tell the client. All right. So of course, if you are going to file a complaint against other agent, the same thing. This will penalize that agent. You cannot get something back as a return economically. Okay, please remember. That's the RICO. That's the number one. I've shared with you quickly about it. Yeah, let me share this. Before moving on, I share some kind of cases regarding RICO. RICO, the deal with issues looks like, I can share one example first, okay? During the COVID-19, everybody knows, right? COVID-19, when you show the property, you have to follow the rules, regulation there. The listing agent put a poster in front, in the lobby or in the hallway. They say, please remove shoes, please put on the mask, please do not use washroom, please do not touch anything. So they have some warning before you enter to show the property. During the COVID-19 period, we have few agents was complained by the listing agent because the seller, they have camera, right? The inside house they have camera. They caught something during the showing. Number one of the agent because the client have kids. The kids use the washroom. As it is said, no one can use washroom. COVID-19, very important, right? But she used the washroom, number one. The other agent, I think, shown during the showing period, they did not remove the shoes. Whatever they say, remove shoes, but they did not. Wear the shoes to going up and down. So few cases like this caught by the camera that the sailor told the leasing agent, I want to complain against those agents. So in that case, we received 2 or 3, something like similar one. In the end, RICO went through the case. So one of the agents was penalized, I think $750 for that. And the other one is $1,500 for penalty because the sailor say, I need to spend money to myself to clean up the toilet, clean up the floor. So those kind of things penalized by RICO. Of course, our agent also filed some complaint against other agents, similar case like this. So those are things RICO deal with. So please remember, if you are representing a buyer, so in that way, please remember, follow the showing instruction from the listing agent. Whatever is said, please do not, ignore it. Otherwise, you will be in trouble. Okay, so they will not complain against the client, but you are the one to complain, right, about it. So please remember, that's a RICO dealing issue. So when you get something, complaint like this, please let us know before you write a statement. We help you to see how to write the proper way. The wording is important as well. All right. So in the end, of course, never violate any rules or regulation. Be ethical. Please remember. All right. So that's a legal issue. Let's move on. OREA, as I said, I will not touch too much here because OREA, they issue the form, OREA Korea, they issue the forms, for the standard form, whatever in that web form, SkySlope, you will see those kind of forms in there. The only thing they deal with, one thing OREA I can share with you is, if some case, some arbitration case dealt by CHOP, let's say arbitration make some decision, say you need to pay commission back to whoever, but or you are you sue some other bodies, say the decision not made by panel of CHOP is not is you don't agree with that, you will file appeal to OREA. So OREA accept the case for appearing. I went to OREA a few times already before COVID-19. After COVID-19, we did not too many, but before that, I went there a few times. So for appearing, we won some case in appearing, and we also lost one of them as well. But the OREA, they cannot make final decision, but they say if something appeal, the check call, they investigate. It seems like if not correct, they will get it back to your CHOP. So you need arbitration doing that right again. So sometimes it happens like this. So that's the OREA. Again, I say I will not touch too much here. So the important for us is the Toronto Real Estate Board. That's a major issue. That's the way I'm going to talk about it today. I can share some story with you as well. And so everybody knows, right? CHOP, Toronto Real Estate Board. Of course, we have Mississauga Board. We have other boards, different location. We have some local board as well. So no matter what, the boards, Real Estate Board, also that they have MLS rules regulation, right? So in our case, let's say our broker so far, we are the member of Toronto Real Estate Board. And everyone, the agent in our brokerage, if you are active agent, you're also a member of Toronto Real Estate Board as well. So in this Toronto Real Estate Board, the MS rules, regulation, and policy already there. So many of us, you should be familiar with some of them, at least some major issue you have to remember. So here I will touch it basically first, and some case I will see what's important for you to follow. Otherwise, you will lose the commission. So at the beginning, just now I said RICO does not deal with commission. They deal with discipline. They deal with those kind of penalty. So that's by RICO for the agent. But Toronto Real Estate, they're dealing with commission. That means in some claims, who will deserve the commission, it will be decided by the panel of arbitration in the specific case. So that's important for us. We need to know about. I will share with you this process and also the steps about it. We'll share with you and also some cases as well. So here for number one, I need to tell everyone first before I share something more. Yesterday, I think the day before, the agent called me as well. David, I got a new listing. I just uploaded last week, and my client wants to say the previous listing was there because the property was sold, was listed by some other agent before, and it's not sold. And our agent took over and say, "Oh, can I use previously listing a photo, pictures, or whatever?" So the answer is no, don't do that unless you get the consent from the previous listing agent. Say, David, I give you consent, you can use my photo, whatever. So I should say, don't do that. You can take a photo, buy the photographer, hire the photographer, do it yourself. So it's number one, please remember. Otherwise, you will get penalized. That the penalty will be a lot of money. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, if you are already upload your listing, say, oh, Dave, I forgot something. I need to add it to my listing. In most cases, yes, you can add your listing, but you are not allowed to add your listing every day, every 2 days, very often. If you are doing that, the shop, you have monitor system, they will look out and say, oh, you are adding your listing every day, every week, or whatever, so they will penalize you. The reason is every time you add your listing, the listing will be upload in front. That means you create more traffic, you create more activity to the market. So they say you are purposely to advertise your listing. That's not right. Okay, so in that case, you will penalize as well. So that's number two. Number three, of course, when you add your listing, if you have photos on the listing already, let's say you put 20 photos on the listing, you cannot delete any photos from 20 photos. Yeah, you can replace them for, of course, then you cannot delete it. Number one. Number two is people say, oh, my property listing is sold already. The seller does not want to show the photo on MLS. Can I remove it? No way. You could not delete any photo after closing either. So in that case, if you do something like that, you get penalty $500 minimum. Okay, $500 minimum for sure. So don't do that. All right. So that's the thing. Number before we move on, that's the things I had shared with you first. All right. So we are talking about commission, as I said, right? Why we file a complaint? Why you file a claim commission? Or you will be received claim. You will receive complaint against you. So Toronto Real Estate, they are dealing with that. All right. So that's pros. I can show you basically as steps first. If you got your client, let's say you have CPI with your client, and your client went with somebody else, purchase the property with some other agent. So in that way, if you find something like this, you have 90 days to file the claim. 90 days from when? From the property closed. If the property closed yesterday, from today, you have 90 days to claim against the agent who helped the buyer to complete the transaction. That's called 90 days period. Okay, so if you when over the 90 days, then you cannot claim against the agent. You can only issue or you can file a claim against the buyer in a small court. Okay, before then moving on, let me share the story here now, but maybe before I forget. So 90 days, that's why I say 90 days is important for you to file a claim. We have the agent during COVID-19. Our agent helped one of the buyer client look for the property from Mississauga, from to Ajax, from I think from Richmond Hill to Toronto area to spend 2 or 3 months. They viewed the property over 40 property, I think. He submitted about 3 or 4 offers on behalf of the buyer client. So in the end, 4 offers not accepted, and the buyer client told our agent, say, "Oh, because of some family issue, we are not able to afford to buy any property so far. So let's forget about it. Let's stop pursuing any property anymore." So our colleague, our agent, listen to that. He feel, oh, that's a reasonable, respected decision. So no, it happens after 90 days. He heard from somebody say, "Oh, your client bought the property." I think that the mortgage broker, because they introduced the same mortgage broker, say your client already closed the deal already, wish him successful, whatever. Our agent found it. In that way, because 90 days period is over. So that means our agent could not go after the agent who helped the buyer to purchase the property. So he went to sue the client, the buyer, to the small court. So this has been there for I think almost a year something, so the small court. And I went with our agent 3 times to small court in Oshawa. And in the end, we won the case. I mean that our agent claim against the buyer, we got the commission back from the buyer. So our point is we have a contract with the buyer. So buyer signed a BRA with us. And our agent represented the buyer, as I said, signed the contract about it and spend hours, spend effort to go through with the whole process. So because the buyer, he did not follow the contract. During contract period, they purchased property. So that's the reason our agent sue them, the buyer client. So the court make final decision. So that means we have the legal contract, we deserve the commission. So that's why we won the case. So that's a really big story. I think in some newspaper or also shown at least in some Chinese, some community newspapers close tell the story there as well. So that means the important is if you are the agent representing the client, that's a document you need for. You need a buyer. So that's why I will talk about after this. Okay. So that means that this story tells you 90 days important. So otherwise, you don't need to go after the buyer, but you need go through the Toronto Real Estate Board for the arbitration. Of course, you need to follow the steps. All right. So that's the number one. If you are claim against some agent, follow the rule 90 days. Number one. Number two, of course, need the fees. If you file claim against some agent for your commission, you need to pay the fee. 5% of, from total the commission you claim to the trial. And then the broker have also the admission fee as well. You need to pay as well. In the case, if you win the claim, normally 5% filing fee you will get back from the party who lose the case. Please remember. All right. So when you file the case, the claim, please remember you need to prepare your document, you prepare the statement, writing in proper way, or the supporting document. So in that case, you need proof that's really the buyer, agent, or whoever you're going to claim is really failed to follow the rules regulation. So in that way, you make your case strong. Otherwise, if you don't have strong case, if you don't have anything to prove, it's hard to claim your commission. But no matter what, if you have such case, please come to us. We can do some assessment with you. We can talk with you to see whether you have strong case or if you don't have strong case. Because I remember in our office, in many cases we won. What I can say, proud to say, 80 to almost 90% case we won most of them, but we lost few of them as well. The reason is that we said at the beginning, it looks like you have weak ground, you have weak proof, then we feel that they're not hard. It's hard to get the case to be awarded to us. So we cannot do anything. That's why we say we need the assessment before you file such claim first. Of course, the process, as I say, this few points you didn't remember, but a lot of issues I will share with you later. All right. So whenever you have such case, again, if you file a claim, we can help you out as well. That's for when you do file the claim. But if you are respondent, that's a bit another way. I will talk about that as well. That's the claimant. So if you are representing a buyer, if you are respondent to the case, what are you going to do? So if you receive such kind of complaint, again, you have to come to us first. Let's see, we have to make some kind of suggestion, proposal to you before you write a response. So the reason is because before you do that, a lot of issues you at the beginning you really don't know yet, right? So when you're working with a buyer, that's why we always suggest you. We have a buyer checklist at the beginning, and how do you protect yourself? How to do to initiate the working with your client. That's why we said working smart, not only hard, work smarter. So the checklist will tell you something about it, and we see to the beginning for that how you proceed with your client. Sometimes that people say, "Oh, David, my client, my buyer want to buy something in the property, let's say $1 million or $2 million. The location wise, they don't have anything in mind. So this is the kind of things you need to see to know. You need to qualify them. You need to go to process. I will tell you how to process it after this. So in that way, not only show your experience, knowledge, but you need to get something to protect yourself first. Otherwise, after the transaction, after complete the deal, then your commission will be lost as well, right? So those kinds of buy checklists, I will not touch too many there. I will go by afterwards. Something I need to share with you first. Let's say if you represent the buyer, in always we always say the organizer, right? Be a good organizer. So at the beginning, one thing you need to know is a BRA, right? BRA, if you don't have representation agreement, nowadays we call the designated representation agreement. I will share with you the form later, okay? See some key point you need to fill out as well. So if you got the client to working with you first, always, I think Sammy already showed in the training, she showed us she have template, a kind of Excel worksheet. So please be happy to do that. That means documentation. Documentation, that means you are the one to organize everything. So before you're doing the client, set a file first, then put everything in a file. You will follow up step by step in that whole process. Then later on, if some case coming out, let's say you are suing someone or you received a complaint, you have a case to check out, right? That's important. In that way, I hope you to be as good as organize that documentation, everything yourself. I will not see too many things here because everything you have to go by yourself, be a good organizer, right? The commission is, I said, always we're talking about listening agent and buyer agent. Here, I will start with quickly go through as a listening agent. If you are the listening agent, your commission, how to protect yourself. I think I mentioned about about us a couple of sessions ago as well. So as a listening agent, you're documenting on not only the MLS listening documentation, but you need to verify all the information in your MS listing. Make sure everything is correct. There's something if you're not sure, you please get clear, get the response from the seller. I don't want you to take responsibility yourself. Otherwise, you will be you misleading, misrepresentation. Then when the deal completed, then you are the one in trouble. So one case I can share with you here as well as regarding MS information. One of our listing, I think, few years ago, they put the listing on MLS. They clone the previous listing. She did not verify with the actual, information there. Let's say one example, ceiling height, because previous listing say ground floor 10-foot ceiling height, because our agent did not verify, clone the previous one. In the buyer agent or the buyer, I think they realize there's something wrong with there because the 10-foot and 9-foot ceiling is still some different, right? So before closing, one day before closing, the buyer's lawyer raised the question. The listing say that the 10-foot ceiling, in reality, we did the final visit, it's only about a 9-foot ceiling. What's the problem? The buyer lawyer say, we need to deduct some fund from the closing cost, from the purchase price, because the information is misrepresented, is misleading. In this way, how do you think? The seller say, oh, David, let's say I'm the listing agent. David, I never set the 10-foot ceiling. You should check yourself. Our agent say, oh, it's a previous listing. It's really something wrong. So on closing day, our agent has to compensate some money from his commission. So that's the reason I mentioned here to you. If you are listening, please remember, make sure all the MS information should be correct. If you don't know, if you are not sure, verify this yourself. The same thing like square footage. I was listening so far, they say you need to put 2,000, 3,000 square footage. If the previous listing did not say anything, please double check it with the seller. Make sure that the information is correct. Otherwise, again, your commission will be effective. Sometimes I can tell you our agent, not only the residential commercial, on closing day, they did not get commission. Sometimes they even reimburse the seller, compensate the seller for some money, because some information is wrong. So again, I will remind you, everyone, as a listening agent, please remember that. Okay, so those are the steps and how do you do listing or how to follow up or whatever you please remember. Also here, one thing I have to remind as well as a listening agent, because recently, even that the market is slow, but still forbidden offer still coming up. And as I said today, one of the agents said, oh, we have two property bidding for the offer, so I want to prepare the offer as well. So in this way, if you are listening agent, please remember on MLS information, you always say offer presentation, let's say today at 7, register the offer before 5. That's normally set in on MS listing. But in case sometimes some buyer agent say, David, your listing is open tomorrow, but my client wants to try the offer today. I can give you a preemptive offer. Can you do that? According to our MS listing, when you write something, say, seller reserves the right to receive, review, consider, and preemptive offer. Yes, you can do so. But you need to notify all the showing agent. Say, our offer presentation has been changed advanced to today. Let's say that today 5, register 7 for offer presentation. You need to notify those agents. If you said that, oh, I already mentioned no reserve the right to accept. Yes, you have the right, but you need to notify. Otherwise, other agents say, we are waiting for tomorrow for bidding. You received offer, accept offer today, 1 day before. They will raise the complaint against you to recall. So if recall from investigate something really happen like this, you are the one to be penalized. Please remember, don't do that. Please try to avoid such risk. Okay, so do follow the rules and do whatever the best to protect yourself, not only your client, but yourself. Okay, so as a listener, that's the one I need to share with you. That's the next one is, as I always say, I always talking about both position, listening and buying. Okay, here as a buy agent, sometimes our buy agent, why we I mean at the end of the transaction lost their commission because they did not do the way properly. What's the proper way you have to do? I will share. I mean, let's share one case first with you first, okay? Before I say something. One of our agents, I think last year or the year before, he helped one of his client, buyer client, purchase the property successfully, $2.1 million, $2 million property, because the client he knew about, I think about 1 year from his friend's party. So they knew our agent, they knew the buyer, buyer client, but the buyer client never approached to the agent for shopping, for showing the property. Only until one day they say, oh, let's say I'm the buyer agent. Hey, David, I saw the property. I wanted you to show me the property. I want to see the property, and you can help me to put the offer in, something like this. Okay. Our agent went with the buyer, see the property one day, and at the same day at night, they put the offer. The offer was accepted at, they say, 2.1 million. So they're so happy. Our agent happy, the buyer agent happy because the price is so great at that time, right? And got good deal. 1 day before closing. No, that day, 1 day after closing, our agent our agent received a claim from Toronto Rest Report that the claim say by the agent B of other brokerage that in a statement, this agent B said the buyer client was my client. We signed the PRA, I think for 6 months or 3 months before they purchased the property. So that means that client already, I helped them to see other property already. We have put some offer as well, and they were not successful. The same thing like I said that our agency are not in, right? The buyer did not come back to me. Then in the end, I found they purchased property through you, 2.1 million. So in this way, I will claim my commission against you. And that's claim from Trump to our agent. What happened then? So our agent had to write the story, had to write back, respond to Trump. Then we went through the arbitration. We went through, I mean, at the beginning at the settlement, the second in the arbitration. So in the end, our case was we won the case in the end. But in reality, because the other buyer agent did not accept the decision, they went through OREA for appeal. So appeal, then investigate the case, then they put back to Toronto Arrest Board for arbitration panel again. So in the end, we lost the case. The reason is I will share with you now. So the case, why we lost that one, because our buyer agent did not follow the process, did not follow the steps, did not go through everything we said in our training. So that's why we are here today. I can tell you what's the process, what's the step you need to do. All right. So let's say come back to it here now. Number one, if the buyer going to say, David, I want to see the property, I want to buy the property. Number one, you need to qualify the buyer. What to qualify buyer? Of course, you have to see basically say what their motivation, what they want to do. You have basically that from the location wise, budget, and everything you have to know. Basically, that requirement for the buyer, the number of the qualified. But the important is every time, every new buyer client, you need first thing you need to question them. Always I said all the time. When you approach or you were approached by your client, always ask question. What kind of question you ask? Number one, you say, oh, if David want to say the buyer is David, you will say, David, yes, thank you for approaching me for shopping around or buying a property. Please let me know. Number one, did you see any property recently? You need to get an answer. Sometimes the buyer say, oh, I just started. I never see any property yet. Even some clients say, oh, yeah, I went to open house last week or few times. I never go see property with other agents on show open house period. That's some case, right? The other one say, oh, yes, I went through the show the property, then I did not put any offer in yet. So you need first. Number two, you say, if you see some property, whom did you go with to see the property? And say, oh, with David, with Sammy, whatever. But you have to remember, if you feel something, they went out to show me other property. Next question, you say, did you put an offer already? Did you submit an offer already? If the buyer client say, not yet, feel a little ease, right? If they say, yes, we put the offer already last week, a couple of weeks ago, what you can feel? Do you think something is wrong maybe there? Yes, you feel something. So next question you have to say, if you put the offer in already, did you sign a contract? That means buyer representation agreement. What do you think? Of course, in most cases, if you sign the offer in with other agent, they will sign a contract. So if you feel that those 3-4 questions, but always no, you're okay. If you say some of them, yes, let's say yes, I see with some property with agent. Yes, I put the offer in, submit offer already. Then you feel next question for sure mostly will be signed BIA already. So as per Tracer, remember, right? Tracer said, if you are represented buyer, you need to sign the BIA before you prepare, submit the offer. So that's the Tracer say so. So if you are buyer agent, always you will do that. Sometimes they say, oh, the buyer say, I never signed BIA with other agent, but I put offer in. Do you think that it's you believe that? No, it's not. You by Tracer alone, it's not right, right? So again, this question I can also remind you as well. Some agent call us many times, and to me, Sammy or even Scott say, oh, by Tracer, if they don't sign BI, we cannot bring them to see the house. No, that's not. You can still show the property with the buyer to show property, but you need to tell the buyer, I need you sign BIA. If they don't sign, they say at least before offer presentation, before prepared offer. That's the Tracer law said. earliest possible to sign contract, latest before the offer prepared. Please remember that. That's the rule, okay? Otherwise, you may lose your case as well. So let's come back this way, just not as already. So if the buyer client say no, 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 yeah, they feel good. If you say some of the years, you need ask the buyer client, please send me your copy of the offer. Please send me the contract. Let me see, double check it. If the contract is here, the PI is here, I want to see that something like that. So in that way, you protect yourself. So as I said, the case we lost at 2.1 million because our agent did not go through step by step. Even though the buyer said, "Oh, David, I did not sign contract with them," but in reality, they never ask such kind of question before they moving on with the client. Did you not say, "Did you see? Did you sign? Did you show? Did you sign?" Yeah, they did not ask something like that. I suggest you, if you something like this, I suggest you use text message or WeChat or email. Say, David, I want this few questions answer. That way, you have something in writing. Something goes wrong, you get such proof to in arbitration. Okay, so that's important for this one. So BRA, that's the reason you can get the commission. Again, as the case I share with you already, since Ontario Small Court, because of the BRA in our hand, because the client signed the BRA with us, that's a legal contract. We won the case. We deserve the commission. Without the BIA, you cannot prove anything. Without BIA, you are not deserving the commission for the transaction. Please remember. Okay. So other issue, human here, as I say, how do you deal with the client? How do you show in? How do you provide professional service, CMA? Those kind of, I will not touch it because that's SEMI and also I covered, I think, in past section talked about many issues about it. So the important for me as today is BRA. All right. So as by I already shared to visit already. So this is a few points I will not repeat again. So how important BRA is. So that means nowadays we call it designate representative party agreement. So this is an issue again. So please remember, keep your head. The document, as I already said, in documentation, organizer, and also put the BRA in writing. Without this one proof, you are not deserving your commission. You will lose commission at make a lot of risk there. Please remember that. Okay, so I will not touch anything like this. The BRA, the document I will share with you after this if I have time to see quickly. Please remember, sometimes the client say, David, I never signed BRA with anyone, but I will sign a BRA with the specific property for offer. In that way, can you do? Yes, you can do so. But I remember some of our agents show me that I put it, let's say one youngster see the property, they want only put the offer for that and only want side BRA for that specific property. Yes, you can do so. So if they at least, but the only thing is, as I said, you need to qualify them first. If the buyer did not say anything with the other realtor for any during the period of time, please remember. Also that the property location, please remember, sometimes we put the GTA or sometimes put the specific location, Toronto, Scarborough, or Richmond Hill. So in the geographic location, you can put something like that. One of the case we won as well, I can share with you. The buyer agent, previous buyer agent, the BIA signed contract, said GTA area, I think maybe Toronto area. And one property listed was in Brantford, it's out of town. So that case, they sue us for the commission. Then we find back, we won the case. They say our reason, our ground is because the property is out of GTA. So that's another issue. Of course, some agent for BIA decided the geographic location put Ontario. Sometimes they do so, but as more professional one, I do not suggest put Ontario. Of course, you can do so, right? I mean, mostly GTA or specific downtown Toronto or whatever, right? Yeah. Okay, let's move on quickly. That's the process I said already at the beginning. I will not go through too much time. If you are claiming, that means you claim against something. 90 days, I already mentioned. I will not say it again. Or you need to pay the filing fee as well, 5% plus office charge, and also you need to attend the we call them meditation. They call meditation. That means for settlement. Sometime before the arbitration hearing, they will get the settlement. Settlement means both parties, the claimant and respondent, sit down, talk about it, where they can settle something before the arbitration. The settlement is good in like this. If both parties feel something, I mean, some rooms possibility to negotiate the commission split, let's say 2.5%, maybe depend on the people's working working time. Maybe you can split half and half, or maybe you can share with the one, but one party 60, 70%, the other 40% is possible. We settle a couple of case in our broker as well. I went there for mediation a few times. So two of them we successfully settled. So we got the shared commission split, and also the filing fee we got back as also filing fee before arbitration. So the arbitration for hearing, if they make a final decision, they cannot share the commission, split the commission. Okay, please remember. If something the decision will say who's wrong, who's right, the commission will go 100% to that winning party. So please remember. So if something like this, you feel something really can be settled, I prefer to settle. Okay, please remember. That's as claimant. As a respondent, as I said there already, you need to write down the detailed statement to how to respond the case, what the claim issue, what the process, what did you do, what did you proceed with the transaction. And so in this way, write something as much as you can to verify, to prove you are innocent. Write something to prove you are not the purpose to make something wrong and something really not your fault. Maybe sometimes the client did not tell you, or maybe you are innocent in the end. So that's the way, as I said, if you have some case like this, please come back to us before you write the story, and we can help you to double check it and make some reasonable change for your statement. So that's important as well. Sometimes that depend on the panel. So the panel, something like a court, right? The court, sometimes case in the court, they have panel, they have a judge there, they have secretary, whatever. In real estate, Toronto real estate board, the arbitration normally the same thing. They have a panel. Panel sometimes consists of 5 people, 7 people sometimes. They will listen to the story, they listen to both parties, they will make decision according to the case based on the rules regulation. They decide to say who's right, who's wrong. Of course, again, the final decision, if not accepted, we can appeal to OREO as well. All right. So the too much story I will not share it with today because we don't have much time for this. So other case, a lot of case here, I will not share with them, don't have time yet. And we maybe later on we have anything we can share with you. We talked about it as well. So that's an important issue. For the slide, I will stop here. I will pull out the BIA quickly. And also if you have any question about it, you have some stuff you can share us with us as well. And we see how can we do the rest. Okay, so thank you for everyone here, and let me start the sharing in this slide. I will go back to BIA form if I can make it. And anyway, you can open your mic anytime. We can share a story, and get the commission get my answer to you as soon as I can. Thank you again. So tomorrow will be same is the training section. Please remember come back 11 to 12 as well. Okay, thanks again. Let me stop here sharing. Stop sharing. Sammy, I cannot stop sharing. Let me see. Open your mic first if you have anything that I can talk about it. Let me see. Okay, now I can see it. Thank you, Sammy. Yeah, let's open your mic first during this time, and let me get my BIA form if I can get it. BIA form. Okay, I got one here. Let's. So you guys can see it, the BIA form. Let me move on back here. Okay, the BIA form, you can see it, right? The important, as I said, I will not touch too much in detail. 371, they call the buyer designate representation agreement. So this form has to be, as I said, the earliest possible during the showing process. At the beginning, you have to tell the client, did you sign anything like this? Did you see properly? That's the form you can show to the client. In this way, that prove that you're already working with the buyer at the beginning. The latest will be, as I said before, after preparation. So without this one, even our deal department say, hey, David, you transfer complete. I need to get the BIA from you. Otherwise, you will not receive the commission. Okay, please remember. So here, let's say that you can see it. Buyer name, I don't need to touch it. As I said, the buyer need the buyer's name, whatever address, and the exact address first. Okay, make sure, because in re-export, we have BRS, we call it buyer registration system. You need to buy exact name, address, also that some ID. With those kind of name, exact ID number, you can go to BRS to check online whether the buyer has been registered by other realtor. If they do, you cannot touch such a buyer. Please remember, okay? And of course, not everyone registered the buyer client to on MLS, but this is one way you at least you verify when some case coming out. You can raise such issue. You say, I check already BIS, it's not registered there. So that means I did my job. I'm innocent. Please remember. Okay. So here again, that there will be your name will be here, and the contract date and the period as well. And the contract period, most cases, the people will put the 3 months, 6 months. I saw the longest one, 1 year. Some people put 1 year. Okay. Again, as I say, if you want specific property, let's say 1 Young Street, maybe you can put the 1 week, 2 weeks, 10 days, doesn't matter. As long as before the contract and the offer accepted, that's fine. Okay. And I said already here, property type, we normally say single family residential. If you're buying commercial, of course, your commercial property, right? That's the one, the use, I mean, that you have to put it specifically. The other one important, as say, some people put the GTA here, some people put Ontario, and or some other location, let's say Mississauga or Hamilton, you can put a specific location as well, okay? Important is here commission. Look at here. For purchasing, we normally say 2.5%, right? And of course, the people say, I don't want to do specific. You can say as per MS as well, right? You can put either way, both of them. If you don't put anything here, I remember one case, office. The agent put the BIA, they see nothing here, not 2.8. Put 0. That means you work for free for your buyer client. if you raise a claim against the agent, they say the agent, oh, show me your BIA, you're working for zero. That means you don't deserve commission. If you are sued by a client to the court, say when I never say pay you commission, you say zero. So here important, okay, always 2.5% at the least as per MLS. I suggest you put exact percentage will be better because sometimes it happens one time the agent change the commission. You say as per MLS, it was 2.5. The agent, I think before closing, they changed 2.25, 1.75. Once time happened many years ago. So don't do that. Okay. So that's the BIA, those kinds of things. Also here, all over day, please remember, don't leave the blank. If you leave a blank, that means your contract is expired for 1 day. The next day, the buyer can buy the property directly from the leasing agent, from the seller, or they can work with some other people right away for the same property. So please remember, over day, put there. Okay. So other issue, that's fine. And I don't need to touch too much here now. And Schedule A, we already, our office, Sammy already put some basic things here already, right? And you can follow that. If the Schedule A, what other purpose, you can say, if in case it happens all the time, that people, even last week, the agent said, David, my client want my get commission rebate on what I can do. If in this way, you can write down here as Schedule A, the by agent, the cooperating agent, we agree to repay the buyer for the commission, let's say 0% or let's say the flat fee, 2,000, 3,000, whatever. So you can put down here. That's a kind of proof later on for rebate. Okay. So that's a BIA. Again, I repeat again and again, without the BIA, you will have problem in receiving your commission. Without the BIA, you will lose your commission or you will be sued or complained by other agents. Please keep in mind always, that's the important thing. That's the one way protect the commission. That's the one thing, as I said, that's working smart start from here. Okay, so let's stop sharing this one, and now I will leave 5 to 10 minutes more for our colleague to get your question out. That's working to I will get answer for you. Thank you. Thank you again for everyone. Let's open your mic now. A lot of case, a lot of stories. If you want to hear from me, I have tons of material in my files because we went to Toronto Export for, I went there at least many times before COVID-19, a lot of times. Later on, mostly on Zooming also. But we won most case. Thanks to every one of you, follow the rules regulation, because most of our colleagues attend our training section. So everyone remember what you can do, what you are not supposed to do. All right. Thank you. Get your mic, whatever you need. Okay, let me know. So that's why the documentation important, because sometimes you have to reach out, text message, email. If you don't keep them in your file, something comes up, you don't know where to find it. So that's why Sammy already put the Excel template for us. And if you need it, you can ask Sammy for the template to make it happy to you, right? That's important.